Hello everyone, this is Josh DeRocher from Destructoid.com, and I'm here with an early access preview of Gnomoria. The game is developed by Robotronic Games. You can find that on Steam's early access for $7.99 if you're interested in checking it out. Essentially what it is, the quickest way to describe it is it's a Dwarf Fortress clone. Now if you're not familiar with Dwarf Fortress, it's a little bit like an RTS, but you're a little more hands-off in your approach, not directly telling your units what to do. You are assigning tasks, and then the units carry out those tasks based on levels of priority. So we'll just kind of jump into the game here, and kingdom name, we'll just hit randomize. The Bar Kingdom. We're going to start off with just a tiny sized map. We're going to do it on easy difficulty because I'm not quite 100% sure on how this game will play out. So, I know Dwarf Fortress is really hard and I'll die in 5 minutes. Generate. So the map will take a little bit of time to generate, but tiny size, we won't have to wait too long. So the general point of this, it's a sandbox game, so you're not really trying to do anything in particular, you're just trying to not die for as long as you possibly can. So you have your gnomes, and they need to eat, they need food, they need like resources. Alright, so here they are. Now you start out with some basic stuff, so like in this chest we can click on this pine crate and it'll tell us what's inside of it. We have strawberries. There's a lot of details in a game like this that you don't actually, you're not going to be clicking on this every 5 seconds, just that depth, that detail is there. So right now the game is paused, no one's doing anything, they're all just standing still. The first thing that we're going to do is assign a basic build order for mining. So we're going to carve out mine right here. We'll do an entrance. We're going to go right here at this nice little spot. Oops. Mine wall. There we go. There we go. Alright, so it's that, and then we're going to do a nice big room here. Oops, lopsided, and that'll drive me crazy. And then we're going to do a side room off from here. This is going to be where our stuff gets stored. And we'll do another one off from here for food to go in. So this is just assigning out the task for what they're going to do, and we can click so you can see how they do it. And then the dwarves, they'll dig it out. They'll be like, okay, and then go and do that task. So if we were to pause this and click on one of these, I keep calling them dwarves because I played too much Dwarf Fortress. Gnomes. And you can see this is what his name is, and we can call him something different like Bob. And you can see his health. You can see his equipment, you can see his skills, so tons and tons of different skills, very deep mechanics, like what they can actually do and how well they can accomplish it, but most of the time you're not going to get too crazy into this unless you're looking for one specific dwarf or gnome to do something for you. So for right now, like hauling is what he's going to be doing, and digging and mining, so those are the skills he has. If you look at profession, you can pick from preset stuff, so you know, miner, woodcutter, farmer, rancher, builder, and they do exactly what you think they should do. So right now he's a farmer, so if I were to assign a farming task, he would be the one by default who would go take care of it. So you can see the job types that he has, and then you can assign the priority. So I don't know why mining is his top priority. We're going to move agriculture up there, but we can change his name or his profession to anything that we want. So in my head I can know, so he is the plant guy, if we want to call him that. So now when we click on, oops, we click, it'll just come up as, where's the guy I clicked on? There he is, Bob Plant Guy now. That's her name, looks like her, but she can be a Bob. So anyway, back to the action. For the most part, right away, you're going to start off with a miner, you're going to start off with agriculture, someone to take care of the cows, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be there. Alright, we want to Alright, spacebar pauses the game, so you're going to want to do that while you're assigning out the orders, just so not too much time is passing without you giving everybody something to do, especially at the start of the game. Alright, so we're going to go into designated area, and this is where you say this is what this area is, or what this area is for, so like stockpiles, agriculture, room, garden area, patrol a route. So there are enemies that will spawn and come out after you, but right now we're in easy mode and it's fairly early, so you don't have to worry about that too much. We can go into agriculture, pasture, underground farm. We're going to set up a farm, and it's going to be right above ground, right here. We're just going to call this first farm. You can call anything you want. That's the glory of a game like this. You can just name everything as stupid as you want to, and it's totally fine. You can set the priority for that task, so you raise it, they will make sure they work that area above others, so you want to make sure food, so we're going to put this up to #1 priority. You can see up in this top corner, food and drink, when those run out, your gnomes will start to die, so you don't want that at all. We're going to pick a crop. They're going to grow strawberries because they're ready to eat, and we don't have to do anything secondary with them, so we're going to just do that for now. Alright, so that's all set. Oops. Don't make another area. We're going to set up a pasture. We have these yaks. So we're just going to go right next to our farm. Stick that down. Animal, yaks, and you can say what they're going to eat. So food, straw. That's all set. Alright, now we need to assign some working areas out here. Yeah, agriculture from that first menu. And you can plant trees, cut down trees. You can set up a grove area so they'll automatically take care of that sort of stuff. But right now we're just going to cut down some trees. We're going to pick out a block right here. And they're going to cut down all the trees in this area. And then we're going to forage. They're going to look for food they can pick up and eat. We're just going to pick these berry bushes out here, just so they can start getting some food together. These are good right here. You don't want to go too crazy, because if you pick everything on the map, they will just go and do that instead of doing everything else. So you want to just kind of assign little chunks at a time as you need it. So they're digging out up here, and they're working down here, and you can hold down control and use a mouse wheel to zoom in and out. The yaks went down to the area that I designated for them, and there's some yak milk. That's exciting. Got some good yak milk. Alright, sorry about that. I think I just knocked my mic, so I just made a terrible noise. I apologize. Alright, so they're digging this out. So every spot they dig out has little dirt clumps in it, which is not really good at all. So we are going to take care of that by designating our first stockpile. Right in here. And you can say, we're just going to call this our dirt pile. So to clean up all of that dirt that's out there, where you can select what things, so you set up a stockpile, they will bring those goods to that stockpile if they have the hauling task marked on them, which they all do by default. So we're going to go into goods, and we're going to say soil. And we're going to click out of it. And they are going to start picking up dirt and bringing it up there. So it empties out the rest of this space, which is nice. Also, you can build these like barrels, crates, sacks, and that'll allow you to store more items. But dirt stacks, so you don't really need to make anything for that. But some items, they don't. You can only put like one on a space, but if you make a barrel, you can put more items in there. They're putting all that in there. Right, up here, we're going to carve out a spot for wood. So goods, we're going to say wood. We're going to do do a couple of rows for stone. And we will pick just the other items just to make sure they have somewhere to go. Now we're gonna have to dig down a little bit so we can start getting some stone, but we don't need any stone just yet. Mostly just that wood is what we're gonna need right away. So they chop down all those trees, they'll pick up this wood and they'll carry it up. And these guys are planting crops as the cows sit over here. Alright, so we're gonna back up. I need to designate an area for the food to go in. No, I was gonna put the food right in here. We'll just use this room with the dirt. So, designate area. Stockpile. And we're gonna call this food and drinks. Make this a little bit higher priority than the other things. Make sure that they're bringing the food inside so it's not going to waste. Or they don't have to wander around to find it. You want to make sure that they're not going out to find food to eat. If they're hungry, they're going to go eat. That's their highest priority. So you want to make sure that they keep working on the tasks you give them without having to waste a lot of time. So if they can walk over quickly, grab some food, then life is good. They'll go back to work quickly. So food and drinks going to go right there. We'll say plant stuff too, just so all the seeds and whatnot will go in there. So they picked all these oranges from these orange trees. They'll be bringing those inside. Yay, all the plant seeds, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna build something now from the build menu. You can do workshops, mechanisms, furniture, storage, and terrain. We're gonna go into workshops and we're gonna create a crude workbench, which is just made from logs. And then you can do all of these, like bone carvers, market stalls, forges, jewelers, butcher shops, tailor shops, looms, all kinds of things. We're just going to put this down right in the corner. I'm actually going to do a couple, just because it's good to just get some of the early stuff built up really quick. And having those basic workbenches there will speed things up. We're actually going to speed up the gameplay a little bit, so we're not watching them forever, even though it is fun to watch them kind of meander around. Now there's no animations on the characters or anything like that. It's very, very simple how they just kind of glide around the map. But it is a huge step up above Dwarf Fortress, which if you're not sure what that looks like, just Google it and you'll immediately see a screen filled with ASCII and you'll be really confused about what you're looking at. That's the problem with that game. I love Dwarf Fortress, I love the depth that it offers, and it's very similar to this, but it goes above and beyond with how much depth is in the game. The guy that makes it is crazy detailed in what he goes into. The world is generated with thousands of years of history, and they're roving bands of thieves, and you can build up a whole empire with very, very detailed and intricate things on how all of your dwarves feel and how they care about the rooms that they're in and what the walls look like. But it's all represented with ASCII, and there's no real easy way to use a mouse to play it. You're playing complete with a keyboard and keyboard shortcuts, and that makes it very difficult and very hard to recommend people getting into it. Gnomoria is still very deep. It's the closest game I've seen to Dwarf Fortress without actually being Dwarf Fortress. So the gameplay and the mechanics are almost identical, but it's much, much, much easier to play because of the mouse interface and the graphics that represent what's going on. And it doesn't quite have the depth that Dwarf Fortress does, but to be honest, I think a lot of people don't experience that level of depth in Dwarf Fortress anyway, because they might play it for 2 or 3 hours, and I think you're going to get the same out of this as you would Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is free, however, so if you're curious about this type of game and you don't mind the ASCII graphics and spending a lot of time figuring out how to play it, then I'd highly recommend you check out Dwarf Fortress at least. Oh, and it's nighttime now, so you can see that they're all sleeping. I haven't built any beds for them yet, so they're going to sleep on the ground. You can build beds and they'll sleep there. Which actually, we're going to set up a bit to make a bedroom. So we're going to mine wall, We're just gonna dig back here. Make a room. Maybe I'll dig that out in the morning. Oh, this guy's just sleeping outside, which would not be good at all if there was enemies around. These guys are still working. Alright, it's 4 in the morning. Get up. Time to wake up. They still haven't made my workbenches. Oh, I need stone. That's why they haven't done it yet. We're gonna get them some stone then. We're gonna go into mining. We're gonna mine. Oops. I mean dig. Digging is downwards. Dig stairs down. We're gonna click that right there, and you can use a mouse wheel to scroll through levels. So you can see this is the top level, and then you scroll down. This is the slice that we're on now, and this is where they're gonna be building those stairs. And if you go down deeper, you're more likely to find stone. And it told me a little update down here that the sun has risen. Oh, one interesting thing too, if you go into options, you can go into music and you can change from the classic, which is this retro sounding, you can switch it right over to an orchestral score that syncs right up where you left off, the same song, but it sounds a little bit different, which I thought was kind of interesting. I like the variety. Press play again. Alright, so you can see there's some crops growing in down here. The yaks are kind of meandering around. They're carrying the food in from the outside. Oh, that's set. So we're going to mine wall. We're going to dig out this floor. A nice little chunk here. See if we can find some stone. Put out some feelers. We need stone to build that workbench. That's important. We'll tell them to dig down again. Oh, I think I see it right there. The dirt clump. That's clay. We'll go down more. Dig really fast. Oh, what's this? More clay. Don't need clay just yet, but later on you can use that to make pottery. And everything you make that's more advanced requires you to have previous things before it. So you kind of have a set progression chain that you're going to go down. And we did not find any stone this time either. Dig stairs down. We're just gonna go down a few. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There's stone. We're just gonna mine out a big room down here just to get lots of stone. And they should carry that right up here and put that away. See? Found some stone. I guess they found stone somewhere else at some point, because they built these. Alright, now we can show you how the construction and the building works, which is actually really kind of cool. You can go about this in two different ways. You can place an object right on the map, and they'll construct it, or you can queue up individual parts for them to produce. So this workbench here, we can say that we need planks, because I know that I'm going to need a lot of planks. You can craft them, and you can repeat that task too, or you can craft to a certain number. So we're going to craft to 38, because that's how many logs that I have. Or we'll just do 30 for now. That's a high number. And then that task will be set. You can assign a certain worker to that workbench. So if you have someone who's very skilled at working with wood or later on as you get more advanced, you're going to have gems and carving. So you're going to want to assign more skilled workers to that to get better results. Right now, we'll just leave it unassigned. And accept generated jobs means that you can queue something up and then the parts that you need to make that will automatically get made. So you're not sitting there having to, like, say, I need 3 planks, I need to then turn this into a board and nail these together into a chair to make a desk and to make this office. You can just say, I want to make an office, and they'll go make all the parts. So he's making those planks right now. So let's say we want to make some storage containers to put things in here. So we are going to build. We're going to build storage. Crates are good for just loose junk. Bags are good for food. Let's say bags, and we're going to put them in here. So I already had some materials, basic stuff that I started out with, so I don't have to go out and find everything, but we're gonna make some barrels. Barrels or crates? I'm not sure which I want. I think I want crates. Barrels I think are for liquids. So we're gonna stack these up in here. That's enough. It's actually a lot. Oh, we need more room to put dirt. We're gonna expand our storage room here. Mine wall. Gonna go out like that. These guys are carrying up all the stone from downstairs. So you can see they're clearing this room out and bringing up stone. Which is nice. They're all falling asleep on the floor. I should probably do something about that. Let's go to build. Furniture. We can say we're going to build a straw bed. And we can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll build 9 beds. This is really simple, really basic. Just so they're not sleeping on the floor. Yay, he built a bed. The sun's come up. This is him carrying in the straw that he needs. He'll go get the materials that are in here, which we've told them to, to drop off and leave in there, and then they'll carry the tools they need, and he'll make the beds. Alright. So let's build a workshop. We're gonna build a sawmill. So right now you can see you need a workbench, a chair, and a saw blade to put together into the sawmill. I could go to a crude workbench and I could assign each of these parts and have them stockpiled, or I can just click build on this and those tasks will get queued up at the crude workbench. So we're gonna plop this down. And those jobs haven't showed up yet, but give it a second and they should. Eventually. Once the builder probably goes over to it and looks at it. But they'll build the parts that they need, and then they'll bring it over into those pieces. Eventually you want to have every type of workbench you can get available, so you can make all the parts and the pieces that you need. Because as time goes on, the game is going to become gradually more difficult, because there are going to be more dwarfs or gnomes that show up. So you're going to get like little gnome caravans that'll come on the edge of the map every once in a while, and they'll have 4 or 5 more gnomes to add to your group. And then there's more mouths to feed, you need more bedrooms. I don't know how high this game goes with the qualities of the room, but in Dwarf Fortress you had to like polish out the walls and get better furniture because you'd have nobles. That's something this game doesn't seem to go into as much. You had this concept of setting up like managers and lords and nobles to oversee tasks in Dwarf Fortress. I haven't seen that in this game yet, but I haven't gotten as far into it. So I'm not sure if those features are here yet or not, but from what I've seen, I'm really into this game. It's a lot easier to pick up and play than Dwarf Fortress, and as much as I love Dwarf Fortress, it's just difficult to play, and it's really a chore to play it. Look at these guys carrying all the parts in. I think I need more wood. That's why they're not building. Oh, there he's building some stuff, but I need more crates. We're gonna chop down some more trees. That's the biggest thing, is sometimes you're gonna see like someone standing around not doing anything, or they're not doing the thing you want them to do, and you have to figure out, why is this not getting done? So this isn't getting done. Do I have wood? And then you click around, and it's like, oh, I guess not. Contents. Got lots of bread, which is good. But we need more wood. So we're gonna go down into agriculture again. They fell trees. And we're gonna just do a big chunk. Now, we can also set up a grove. But right here, we're gonna do a little chunk like this. So you can click on that grove, and you can set a type of tree. So we'll say birch trees. They're gonna plant saplings, cut the saplings, pick the fruit, and chop down the trees. So it's kind of a self-sustaining area. So we'll just call this birch grove that your gnomes will tend to. So if you wanted to plant, say, apple trees, if you had apple seeds, they could plant it. You can say, don't cut them down, just pick the fruit in that area. So that's kind of cool. Gives you more opportunities to keep the self-sustaining area up for longer term gameplay. But you can see that this map here is tiny, so I'm going to need to replant trees if I want to keep this going for a while. And I just did tiny just because it's easier to start off with, and you don't have to worry about it sprawling out into some giant thing. Oh, see, these guys are all asleep up here in their little area, which is nice. They're not sleeping on the floor. I can click on, name is Winginian. We're gonna call him something different. We're gonna call him Fred. You can see his health. It doesn't go into a lot of details, just he's in good health, but I'm sure that has some impact based on how he's sleeping. He's a miner. You can craft armor and weapons and then set their uniform of what they should be wearing. So later on, when more stuff's attacking you. We should probably get a door on this place too. So, build. I think that's going to be in furniture. Yes, wooden door. We're going to do a couple wooden doors just because we want to try and keep things contained in case something were to horribly go wrong and enemies do show up. If they knock one door down, then we won't be able to get to everything right away. I'll see these guys are planting trees, which is good. These guys cut down those logs. I have an area set up just for... I need to do more stockpiles. Or make my stockpile bigger, I guess. I thought I set one up just for wood. Yeah, birch logs. So I wonder why this is not getting created. I need a saw blade. Oh, I can't make a saw blade from a crude workbench. I'm missing something. See, you can click and see, like, why is this not getting done? And it'll tell you. Red. One saw blade, none. So I need to build something else. Let's go to build. Workshops. Ooh, maybe a stone cutter? Put a stone cutter down. Alright, so there's that. And they'll build that now. Oh, and it's saving, so we've been 3 days. Alright, so I can go into more details and keep playing this indefinitely, essentially, and building up more and more things, but I think I'm going to call it at this. Oh, see, they've got this up already because I had all the pieces to make it. Now he'll make those parts, then they'll make this thing. So it's essentially just an open-ended sandbox. You just create your fortress, you make sure they all stay alive, which becomes increasingly more difficult because you get more gnomes that show up, and eventually you will eliminate all the resources on the map. So right now it's like, yes, there's fruit, there's trees, there's plants, but you're going to eat that. then what? You need to make sure that you have a farm system in place, that you're able to process. I have bread right now, but they're going to eat all that bread, and then I'm going to need to plant wheat, and I'm going to turn that into bread somehow. So you would set up a baker's shop. Like, let's go down to this room, and we can just show you some of the layouts of the workshop. So like a kitchen, a butcher's shop, a loom to make clothing, a distillery because gnomes, they drink. Dwarf Fortress definitely was a thing where they had to have alcohol to function because they're dwarves. I haven't seen that trait in this yet. It just says drink, it doesn't say what. Oh, a well. I haven't built a well yet. That is something you definitely need, and I should probably get one of those out sooner rather than later. Because last time I played this, they all died from dehydration because they did not have access to water. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. So that's Gnomoria. You can grab this on Steam for $7.99. It's an early access. I would say that right now it's definitely playable. They're adding more features to it. They're patching it. It's not. I have not experienced any crashes, any bugs that are weird. The game is in a playable state for $7.99. It's just a matter of adding more content, which I think there's already plenty of content here for $7.99. If they closed up shop tomorrow and said, "Here's our game. It's $8." I think it's totally worth it. The fact that they're adding more stuff is just very awesome. Once again, you can find the game on Steam. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.